Hello everybody, it's Lisa Brown, Brown Uncles Crafting. I'm using this Waverly Sandstone chalk paint, and I'm not too sure that this paint is what it's supposed to be. It's kind of thin, it doesn't really want to cover good like a chalk paint usually would. This is a piece of scrap wood that I had, and I've had to put a couple coats on here just to be able to get it to cover up the grain of the wood. I thought I might want to try and crackle the back of it because the rice paper I'm going to use I think would look really cute with some crackle underneath it. I went ahead and put a good coat of paint on this. It's not a complete coat, and I thought I would just use a tone-on-tone crackle. I went ahead and do the same thing I always do. I use chalk paint, school or glue or Mod Podge. Either one works great for me. I've never had a crackle to fail on me until tonight. This is the second time today that this has done this. I thought I would give it another chance, but it proved that it doesn't work. I put a good coat of Mod Podge on it, and then I decided to go ahead and put the coat of paint on it, and it didn't work. I may have cut this part of the video out because I was so aggravated with it. But I went ahead and decided to go ahead and just use that side of the non-crackle, I should say, side, because it absolutely did nothing. It didn't change the paint. It didn't make a crack, a crease, or anything on it. We're taking this Decoupage Central cute little pig, and we're going to grunge him up. He looks too pretty, and we all know that pigs just aren't that very clean. So I decided to grunge up the board quite a bit when I get him on the paper. I'm going to go ahead and take everything off except for the little frame and his ears. Trying to get all the paper off, and we're going to take all of the paper down at the bottom that is in between the greenery there. See, I'm just leaving that frame, and I'm just being real careful. I don't want to tear his ear off. Now I'm going down this side, and I kind of tore a little bit deep into that. I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that one little edge there that's got the little divot out of it. Now I'm just going through the bottom and just tearing out all the extra paper or rice paper in between the different leaves and stuff there. And I saw a little bit more I needed to take. So now we're just going to take and put some Mod Podge on. And this is like the third coat of Mod Podge on this side. And it still didn't crack. And I really think it's got to be the paint. So we've got that dried. We're going to go ahead and iron him on. And I felt a little piece of something underneath my rice paper, and it was just a piece that I tore off that got underneath it. So now we're going to iron on our cute little pig. This is going to be a little cute shelf setter that I'm going to have in the auction. You're looking at it now and you won't realize what he's going to look like there on the end. I went ahead and took the small paintbrush, and I used some gold metallic paint. It was actually a honey copper is what it was. And I'm just putting a little bit around the edges to kind of blend it all in. And I filled in that little edge there so that it doesn't look like I tore a piece out of it. Now I'm going to dry all of my little paint there. And now we're going to use our vintage photo. And once I got this on, I regretted it because it was just too yellow. And so all I could do was just keep adding more onto it until I was satisfied with the very end result. So once I have all of that on, and it's just so yellow looking, I didn't particularly care for it. I'm going to go ahead and put my Mod Podge over the top of it and see if I can help spread it just a little bit and maybe take some of the color down. We gave it a good coat of Mod Podge. And I just see some little pieces of fuzz that I want to get off. And once we have that dry, I decided to go ahead and take my espresso on, and it's a little bit darker, more of a walnut color, and we're just going to start adding that to it and try to get some of that yellow off. This is darkening it up some, and I'm coming down on the bottom and trying to make it blend just a little bit better. I decided to stop on that for just a minute, and I go on the back, and I added both of these colors together, and again, it's still just too yellow to me. That vintage photo really does show up well, and it's good for some things, but it just really wasn't great on this one. So once I got all of that dry, I decided to go ahead and start adding some more color. I went ahead and did the sides real quick, and then it wasn't putting enough on for me, so I just used the ink pad straight to the sides and then used my Mod Podge on top of it to move it and seal it down. This is a good way to grunge it up without having to use coffee or any of the other different versions of grunge. Once I have all that dry, I started back with my dark espresso, trying to bring in a little bit of color. I put some water on the end of my little sponger there, just so I could get a little bit more of that brown on there. And once we have all of that on, and it looks so much better in person, it's a lot darker, it's not as yellow. We're going to give that a good dry. And it does lighten up some when it's dry. But I really like that you can finish off the back with something grungy. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some more onto the front and kind of make my edges look like a torn sheet by just keep layering on more of that brown. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you later.